games. That's okay, neither we just like talking about it. We are Hack the Dino, and this is our podcast / video game show, You Don't Know Video Games, where we bring you the past, present, and future of video games. Have I said video games enough, Mr. SEO? Sure.
One more time.
Okay. Video games!
There we go.
I'm the enlightened one, Ben Rosenthal, and I'm journeyed here today to be with my fellow brethren, Floppy Starrick,
Hello.
Anto Shay,
Hello.
and the nicest person in video games, you heard it from me first, Floppy Starrick.
Hey!
Brayden.
Hello. How are we all doing today?
Are you a bit more relaxed this time around, Brayden?
I am quite a bit.
Yeah?
Quite significantly, I would say. I'm excited to get into the groove.
Get into the groove.
It's good. I'm liking the look and the vibe and the feel, and we'll see if anything else needs fixing.
Probably.
Optimism, love it.
But if you're new here, be sure to head on over to hackthedino.com, which is the name by which we go under. See, You Don't Know Video Games is just the name of the podcast. Hack the Dino is who we are, what we do, and what we're all about. We're about hacking those dinos. If you find a mechanic dinosaur, just call us. We'll come and hack it. We'll hack it with our electronic hacking skills, and all else failing, I've got a chainsaw. We'll hack that dino.
I've watched 1990s hit hackers. I know how to do stuff.
Yeah, I know how to surf the internet while using my keyboard as a surfboard.
I'm going to make a cool name like...
Virus.
Yeah.
But with a Z or a 7?
Yeah, Cyrus the Virus.
Cyrus the Virus.
And unlike these two, I've actually used VPNs and virtual machines to access the dark web once before.
I also don't know what those letters mean.
I went to the dark web once, I'll have you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Turned on the light, was fine.
Me too, actually. It was in the corner of the shed where a spider had been and the electricity wasn't working.
Hey, Brayden, how do you like these jokes?
You guys are on a... Yep.
Is that what they're called?
You're on a yep.
But...
Yeah.
But...
Love butt.
If you would like to show your support, we could actually really do with
Or
some
your butt.
reviews on YouTube and on Spotify and all the podcast apps. So if you are listening to this on the podcast, and even if you're not, head on over there, subscribe to the podcast, and leave us a 5-star review or less. But we'll think less of you. No, we won't. We'll honor your opinion as always. That's all right. The podcast listeners can't hear that or see that. But please head on over, subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to us on your preferred podcast app, and let the good times grow.
Let the good times roll.
Yes.
Well, now that that's all out of the way, what did I tell you about that?
Sorry, I was pulling my hand away from a table to not bash things, and I forgot I had my watch on.
Did my sneezes come through in the intro?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
but-
did. So for those of you who are new, our mics are on during the intro, and Floppy always forgets. Always, without a shadow of a doubt, Floppy will forget.
If there's one thing I am, it is consistent.
So this show, Floppy said, I'll hide my face, like a 2-year-old, and I will won't talk. I'll be fine.
But it
Started
made me
sneezing.
It made me move my nose ring, which tickled the inside of my nose.
Well, this is what you
Because
hear.
I have a nose ring for the podcast.
It's the type of video game discussion they come for here on You Don't Know Video Games.
Yeah, piercings. I have a number of them. One of them you can't see.
I can, because Floppy's not wearing any pants.
Nelly.
What's
I used to have an extra one, but it's gone now because I accidentally swallowed it.
Wow.
Did you remove a rib to do that?
No, it's 2 ribs. So what's new? What have you been doing? What have you been playing? What have you been going about?
What have we been doing? We've been doing... Well, we all did the toy fair.
We all did the toy fair,
We all
which we'll
did the
get
toy
to a
fair.
little bit later on. You might see, if you're watching us on youtube.com/You Don't Know Video Games, our display is full entirely of pickups from the toy fair.
It's true. It's 100% true. Before that, I was on holidays with my children, which meant we played a lot of Astrobot. Oh, I platinumed it.
Hey.
Platinumed Astrobot. That last level, never doing that piece of shit again.
Oh, really? Don't spoil it. I'm not up to there yet.
It's okay. It's not as bad as you make now. I've done it like 6 times for fun.
And that should tell you how hard it fucking is. Because if that doesn't tell you how hard it is...
It does. If Anto finds it's fun, I'm going to...
It's not even
Look, I was very relieved to have finished... I got a platinum, though. I don't platinum games.
No.
And I got one, and I did it because, for the most part, it's very, very achievable.
Really?
Yes. The hardest part of the game, apart from that last level, is just those little challenges, which obviously there's 4 per galaxy, I think.
Right.
The ones that are the symbols,
Oh,
the
yeah,
sacred
the
symbol
symbols.
ones.
Yeah, screw that.
And even them, like, they're not very long. So if you died, you go back and you'll get the timing.
The respawn rate's pretty quick, which I
Yeah,
appreciate.
exactly. But I platinumed it, which was nice. I have 5 platinums now.
Wow.
3 of them accidental.
I still have none. No platinums.
But yeah, so other than that, and then we did the toy fair, and then I had a work conference on, so I have not played a lot, but I have played a bit more of Star Wars Outlaws. Thoroughly enjoying that. I'm still right at the start, but it's very, very cool when it comes to stealth and so just running around, cool interactions in a Star Wars world like that. But I started playing Until Dawn again.
Oh, really?
Because I got a PS5 version of it, and it's oh so pretty.
Is it scarier?
A little bit, actually, because they've altered a few of the things, and I'm trying to notice what they've changed as we go through. But it just plays so well. The sound development is really, really good and creepy. I really like the interactions between all the characters. They do feel like genuine, sort of a genuine group dynamic.
Right.
Where there's a bit of tension, there's a bit of joking, there's a bit of camaraderie.
Still don't have those teeth right, do they?
They never will, and if they do, it's going to be weird.
No,
So I'm okay with them not being weird, and not being right. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Until Dawn is one of those supermassive games where you are faced with choices, and your choices have consequences in how the game ends. There's a few quick time events, but it's mainly an interactive movie, and it's horror themed. So 6 friends going up to a
cabin in the woods.
Large cabin. Some would say like a summer house thing, but it's in the woods on top of a mountain in the snow at night when there's a storm and the power's out.
The local asylum.
There's an escape. There's an shut down insane asylum that's not too far away.
It's right next to the government facility that used to run experiments.
A melting pot of horror tropes.
Yeah, it is every horror trope that you can think of rolled into one for a wonderfully screamy good time. Probably stop now, Brayden, in case someone hasn't played, and we don't want spoilers because that was about to get to a spoilery bit.
Oh. Anto, what have you been doing?
Well, similar to you guys, did the toy fair. Was fortunate enough to be able to take the day after immediately off
I'm
from
so
work.
envious. I'm so
Me
envious.
too.
It was
Jealous.
very much a recovery day for me. But as far as games go, I tested one of my pickups with another one of my pickups, which we'll elaborate more on in a second.
Did they both know each other beforehand?
Maybe.
No, because I knew one of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ben knew one of them, and Seth
Would
knew the
never
other one.
let anything into their slot like that.
I started Mass Effect again, just for funsies, because why not?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Brayden.
I love Mass Effect. Hell yeah.
Fem-
Mass
Femshep?
Effect is amazing.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
always Femshep.
Good.
Femshep's canon shep.
Good.
Is
Is that true, or is that just whatever
No,
I'm
it's
saying?
just what I think.
Oh.
But I also jumped back into Final Fantasy XIV for the first time in probably 3 or 4
2
months.
hours.
Do they have a new? Do they have a new like expansion or anything?
She's got a new hat.
No, the most recent expansion came out in July, and I jumped on that day one. And because Coda and the other people that I play with haven't gotten to the same point as me, I've sort of just held off from doing any story stuff or new content, and I've just gone back to do like trophy hunting and in-game challenge modes and stuff like that.
Is there a new game that you're looking forward to that would get you off of the old games? That is not a dig. That is a legitimate question.
I'm very excited
bit of a
for
dig.
Sparking Zero,
Oh, that's
the new,
came out
new
today.
Dragon Ball.
That's out, isn't it?
Came out today.
Yeah, it came out today. Also very excited for Sonic X Shadow Generations that comes out at the end of the month. Dragon Age of Veilguard. I've got Silent Hill 2 at home, which I'm sort of keen to get onto, but I can wait.
Do it.
Yeah, that's kind of it, really. I've just gone back to some favorites just to sort of get off of the newer stuff that I've recently finished, like Astrobot. So, yeah.
You platinum it?
Oh, yeah. Like,
Of course.
first week.
It's like a baby's game for you.
It's not a baby's game. Like, it's just...
You have to
It's
use
very
your
short.
hand.
It'll be
compared to
the
other things.
easiest game you've played all year.
I concur.
No, I don't think so.
What was easier? If you say Dark Souls 3,
Speaking of easier,
Shinobi 3.
Brayden, what have you...
Wow, you calling me easy, Ben? Because it's true.
Yeah.
I have. So this week has been so freaking busy for me. If I sound run down, it's because I am. But on that is, I really want to play a new game, Anto just mentioned it. Floppy just mentioned that it just came out. I hit the wrong button. I'm learning the new button layout. Don't mind me. Thank you to our Patreons. Cool. Cheers. No, I am absolutely itching to get my hands on Dragon Ball
so
Sparking
good.
Zero.
It does look pretty.
As a huge fan of the Budokai Tenkaichi games on PS2, that I grew up playing and absolutely loving, I look at this screen and I go, oh my god, yes, I need this. Pump it into my veins. So
What about the game?
Well, I mean, that too. I mean, look at Gohan. Like, woo!
So is this a purely fighting game, or is there RPG story elements to it? Or
So it has a really interesting story mode.
is it like Injustice?
Real interesting if you're about to talk about what I think you're about to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hit me with the knowledge.
There's this amazing thing that you can do in this game is you can play through the story mode, and you can play through and do everything exactly how it was in the show, in the manga. You can go and just recreate it perfectly if you want to.
So that was Kakarot, though, right? That's what Kakarot was.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
The
you can
Kakarot
do
was
that.
a bad game.
But well, yeah, I didn't even bother playing it. But this has a story mode in which you can completely change the course of events, and they give you loads of variations of different ways that things can break down.
So one of them, for example, is what if Goku went Super Saiyan fighting against Vegeta for the first time?
But did he not?
No, he went in Frieza.
Okay.
I feel like we're going to lose Floppy here on the moments from
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
I'm more curious as to if you're playing it through the story, what's the gameplay? Is it showing a bit of cutscene and then a fight? Or are you
Gameplay-
playing through story elements as well?
They'll do moments in the fighting, but not like they won't like cut in the middle of the fight to jump around in it. Like they'll do these little moments here where they basically have a little like playable cutscene in it.
Okay.
But
So it's essentially fast forwarding through bits of story to get to the fight, the important fights of the series.
one of the things that I've heard a lot of people discussing is whether or not it jumps around too fast in the story mode.
Okay.
Because obviously they're condensing countless hours of TV and manga into one fight, two
Well, yeah,
fights.
because they're doing Dragon Ball Z, Super, and GT, right?
Yep.
So it's like 3 different animes worth of content to get through.
And there's
So-
characters from the movies, but I don't know if they've put the movies stuff in there. That might be a DLC type thing.
Did you see the blue hair dude?
Yep.
Gogeta or Vegito? Which one?
They both look the same with the hair. The hair looks the same.
Okay.
Funny story, that hair. There's you can pre-order, or you could pre-order, like a little wearable cap that is that hair. It's
my
plastic
God.
molded. And I have a friend who I sometimes like to slip weird little pre-orders onto their accounts
Amazing.
so that they don't know, or hopefully they don't know, and then all of a sudden they get a notification for this weird shit that they've ordered. I did it for one of those.
That's good.
For friend of the show, Angie, who's been on here. So Angie may or may not give me a notification today to pick up their weird blue Dragon Ball Z hair cap.
That is amazing.
Nice.
That
Because
is
I'm
so
a
good.
dick.
We love you, Floppy, for it. That's great.
Thanks.
But yeah, I cannot wait to get my hands on this. It looks so fun. As someone who hasn't watched Super either, I'm interested to see how
gonna
much
finish Super.
I can think of Super. But because I haven't got my hands on this yet, I've watched the first 5 episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai and fell asleep to it last night. So that was lovely. The nostalgia is strong.
Yeah, I think to answer the original question, Floppy, like as far as gameplay is concerned, this is way more approachable than like Fighter Z was. Because it's not like a traditional like
Fighting
hardcore
game?
fighting game.
So because I lose interest in fighting games pretty quickly, but I always like what they look like and I want to do well in them, but I suck.
yeah, so
This one looks cool.
if you've played or you know about Kakarot, the 3D arena style gameplay is very similar to that or something like Jump Force, but this is way more refined and polished.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Looks great. I have just been playing Echoes of Wisdom. And
How is it?
Fucking awesome. What a
I'm-
great game. Best
I'm-
Zelda game I've played in a long, long time.
I'm close to starting it.
Yeah, no, great game.
Solve every puzzle by using beds.
Pretty much.
like real
anytime
life.
you need to get anywhere. But no, it's just so good and it's so like adorable.
It does look
I
very
think it's the
adorable.
best way to do it. I
Is
came
it?
up against the first mini boss in the first dungeon, and that threw me. No spoilers, but it's in the first dungeon, the first mini boss. You'll know when you get to them.
Is
Yeah, great. I love it. Just love it. And the puzzle solving, it's like, you know when you get in a Legend of Zelda game and you're in a dungeon and you have to, change some elements in order to solve the puzzle to get somewhere. The whole game is just that.
Yeah, that's great.
Is it the same team as that did Link's Awakening?
I don't think
It is.
It is?
It is the exact same team. I want to say they start with a G. Oh,
It just looks exactly like
Give me a
it,
sec.
and I don't mean that in a bad way. It looks exactly the same. It looks just as adorable and beautiful as Link's Awakening did.
Yeah. No, I'm loving this game. To the point where I haven't got back to Astrobot because I've been playing this, which, I'll finish Astrobot.
You're
one
letting
day.
your biases show here, Ben.
Big surprise. The world is shocked. But I did want to share a couple of things that I got today.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got a story from something that happened to me today that's funny.
They were both developed by Team Grezzo under Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's
So-
right. Yeah, Grezzo.
Grezzo is their name.
all right. So, coming home from work, I went past somewhere and got a pickup of just a box of random things. That
To like a
was-
marketplace pickup or something.
Yeah, basically. So I saw... I collect Nintendo Magazine System because that was the magazine that... Sorry?
That was from the Toy Fair, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. It's not to do with it. That's for later. Nintendo Magazine System is the magazine I collected as a kid. And when I moved house, they all went, what? No, Brayden, stop it. Nintendo Magazine System and another Nintendo Magazine System. This from
That's cool.
later in the run. This one's from E3 2000.
Oh, wow.
E3 2000.
So I was having a look through there, and there is some wild stuff.
Oh, X-Men Mutant Academy, great game.
So we've gotten here. I won't show them on the camera, but I showed it over on our Discord. So if you head over to hackthedino.com and you press the Discord button, you'll be able to see what I'm about to show on the podcast. Just there is a preview for Dinosaur World.
Dinosaur Planet.
Dinosaur Planet, sorry. Do we know what Dinosaur Planet is?
No.
I know it became Star Fox Adventures.
Star Fox Advent. Basically, the team was developing Dinosaur Planet, and Shigeru Miyamoto came in and went, "This would be better as a Star Fox game," and basically
much.
just told them that's what you're doing now.
Wow, what a dick.
So yeah,
Did it end up being a good game? Like, is it renowned?
It's a solid 6 out
so
of 10.
probably should have stayed as Dinosaur Planet.
well, it was originally supposed to come out on the 64, but because he stuck his nose in, it had to get delayed to the game.
Yeah.
But it's also got ads for Pokemon Gold and Silver, Perfect Dark, Legend of Zelda, Mystical Seeds of Power.
Pretty
which is
sure
what
that became
Oracle.
Oracle.
I was going to say, I don't know what that
Ages
is.
and Seasons.
On the screen now, we have footage from E3 2000 of Dinosaur
Dinosaur Planet.
Resident Evil 0.
Love that.
Cannon fodder, weren't you talking about cannon fodder just before?
Holy shit, cannon fodder.
Yeah.
I've never even seen that in a magazine or anywhere.
It's like a time capsule.
Alone in the Dark?
I look at this and go, holy crap, I remember all this. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, Batman Beyond.
They're great.
Which is a really expensive game for now for some reason. Yeah, this is why I love these types of magazines. They're literally a time capsule that you're going back into. And also got another magazine. This is from your end of the world, Anto.
Computer video games?
Yep.
Yeah.
Computer video games.
Now, there was a whole bunch of other stuff in there as well.
Movie theatre shows.
Got a bunch of... No, this was just a $50 box.
Manuals?
Bunch of manuals there for the Super Nintendo.
Pilot Wings.
Which will
Super
help.
Game Boy one? Or is that like a manual for the system behind Pilot Wings?
No, this one here is a manual
Yeah.
for the system.
Oh, nice.
And then...
I can't help but get a peek. I did realise it just looked like I was looking at your groin.
It won't be the first time, won't be the
Or
last.
won't be the last time.
Cheap book for Nintendo 64 and a cheap book for Game Boy.
Is it literally called
Winner's
Cheat Book?
Guide to
Yeah.
Nintendo Game Boy.
Wow.
I love these types of books so much.
I've
Ben,
got a-
you think Nintendo are litigious now. Just wait till they see you holding that cheat book.
It's all right. I bought it secondhand. A bunch of peripherals. So there's a Rumble Pack in there.
PlayStation
PS1.
memory card.
PlayStation memory card. There was this mystery Game Boy Advance game.
Oh,
So
have
it's a
you-
Game Boy Advance game without the label on it.
Hang on, can I see that?
Sure.
He's like, I had this in 2002.
This is
Like
mine.
the grey on this looks like it's like slightly lighter, so it looked like a Game Boy Video card, but I don't think it is.
I've already put it in my epilogue.
What is
and,
it?
It's Super Mario Brothers,
Oh.
but without a label. But
Like
I got content out of it, which is the main thing.
Is that
Print-
the NES
print a
Classic
label.
one?
Just print a label for it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Put it up for auction as mystery.
Game Boy printer manual, which would go in handy. And then perhaps the best thing, Pokemon Game Boy Gold and Silver manual, which goes for like $30 by itself. Perhaps the best thing. Killer Instinct Killer Cuts CD.
Oh, wow.
Now,
that the soundtrack?
unfortunately, it's the soundtrack that came free with the game. Unfortunately, the person who owned this did the same stupid-ass thing that I did as a kid and cut up the slipcase it came in and put it in a proper CD jewel case, which, you know, it loses a lot of its value. But
it
these
protects
are
the CD better.
really, really hard to find. So very, very lucky to have that back in my collection. Exactly the same condition as what mine was because I'm a silly little boy.
So and so.
Anyway, that's what I picked up on the way home here today because I already spent huge amounts of money at the toy fair and I can't be stopped or help myself. Oh, and I should probably show this. Picked this up during the week. Anto sent me a message. For the podcast listeners, I'm holding up what looks to be a round Discman that says GameCube on it. However, it's actually a cassette tape deck.
What?
Yeah. You put cassettes in there.
For a GameCube?
For a GameCube.
No, it's a Walkman.
It's a
GameCube
Walkman.
branded
It's a GameCube branded Walkman. It doesn't plug into a GameCube.
Why would they make that?
Why wouldn't
It's
they?
Nintendo.
Yeah. And speaking...
Okay.
Their name's not Nintendo.
I'm fairly certain it was like a promotional thing.
Yep.
Either given away at an event or something like that.
Their name is Nintendo.
But yeah.
Not Nintendo. Don't make
Nintendo
things.
don't often make sense.
And we can
Nintendo
all be
make
safe in
things.
our knowledge that Nintendo never goes about doing wacky crap that no one saw coming again. So there was a news release early this morning. Have you heard of Alamo?
This is the dumbest fucking thing.
It
ever.
is the
Saw this.
It is such a Nintendo thing.
So Brayden showed me something amazing before.
Yeah.
It was IGN doing a review of the first 16 minutes of Alamo. Which was...
So you know how IGN normally do features where they're like, oh, it's, it's the first 15, 20 minutes of this new game that's coming out. They have a video which is just the first 16 minutes of Alamo.
Alamo.
That's
and you click
awesome.
the video and it's just
Just
this
the clock?
footage
Just
for
the clock.
16 minutes.
That's brilliant.
I hope it was like a Brian Altano.
I was going to say,
idea, 'cause, like,
surely that's Brian.
that's too funny.
So
it's actually like a physical thing you can buy.
funny thing is, Jazz is off to... So you can only buy this... you can pre-order it on the website, or you can buy it if you go to Nintendo World in New York. Jazz is going to America, but she's going to LA. I said, you going to New York at all? She goes, Ben, it's on the other side of the country. I said, yeah, I know, but this thing's only available over there.
Mate, she wouldn't get you a bloody Green Goblin helmet. She's not going to buy you an alarm clock.
She wouldn't even like download Pokemon Go and get the regional exclusive.
You wouldn't
Pokemon
download
for
a car.
I wouldn't. I have.
You wouldn't steal a handbag.
So Alamo only works if you sleep alone.
What?
What?
So it's got a sensor on it. So when the alarm goes off slowly but surely, playing music from your favorite Switch franchise, but it's got sensors on it, and
Yeah.
every time you move, it like plays a sound effect to try and rouse you out of your sleep.
Every time you roll over or everything?
Yeah.
That's the opposite of what you
no,
want it
when
to
the
do.
alarm's activated.
Oh, okay.
To try and ease you out of your slumber. But yeah, it says on there it will only work with one person in the bed. So
It's fine with me, mate.
Nintendo knows their audience.
I only ever sleep when I'm alone.
But I did see, obviously, memes already coming out of it. My favorite one is someone doing the Ocarina of Time alarm. And it's just Navi on there just going, hey, listen, hey,
Oh my God,
hey,
that thing would last.
Hey. And then it's the redig going,
It wouldn't get to that bit. That thing would be thrown against the wall.
anyway,
hell.
if you're interested in one, you can sign up to, or go to your My Nintendo Club and put your interest down.
I think I'm good, eh?
Sign up for interest. Why? What else you got to spend $150 on?
Literally anything.
Is it 150 Australian?
$150 to give Nintendo
Jesus
all your sleep data.
Christ. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't care how much of a fanboy anyone is.
I
Don't
thought
do
the
this.
Pokemon company already have all your sleep data.
Well, I have to share, Brayden.
Okay.
I have to share. Incidentally, Pokemon Sleep's wonderful and a joy, and you should all be playing it.
Just
Does,
get yourself
does this have connectivity with it?
What?
Does this
Alarm
connect
mode. Yeah,
with-
it has to be online.
No, but does this connect to Pokemon Sleep?
No, of course not. Why would it?
I'm going to save
Two different
you all
companies.
a huge amount of money. Go and buy like a $30 Android tablet, load it up with sounds, and just set alarms that way.
Or, your own alarm.
Yeah.
My iPhone can do
Or
that.
your phone.
Yeah. Anyway, so Nintendo, thanks for that hardware launch. It's certainly the one we were all looking forward to hearing about.
This video still has over a minute to go.
Oh yeah, it's long. I was going to
insane.
do a reaction to it, and they went, "No, it's too long."
Oh my god, it's just like here's all the different things. You got a Ring Fit Adventure one.
What?
That hit franchise.
Yeah.
Hey, great game.
Yeah, but like
Actually,
for an
it's
alarm
hard
clock?
work.
It's a
hard work.
legit workout.
Wild.
Anyway, I'm probably going to get one.
The
We
fact
know.
that it's a physical thing, because I saw the trailer and was like, oh, it's just going to be a Switch app and they're charging money for it. That's fucking dumb. But if it's a physical thing, I have less of a problem with that.
The way they're saying connect to the internet.
Don't like the fact that it collects data and connects to the internet.
I actually
I'm
think
not
it's-
about that anymore.
I think it would be better if it was an app.
Yeah.
A physical thing is dumb.
I don't know. It looks pretty cool.
Not in general. I just mean for this one.
Oh,
You'll get it because you're a sicko.
no, I probably will get it. I'm probably going to get
When,
this as soon
when
as
you
it-
get it, will you ask Jazz to just go sleep in the other room, or
No, I just won't take it out of the box.
Don't have to ask for that.
It's completely useless. What a completely useless peripheral. But goddamn Nintendo, I love you.
Oh, look, it can do hourly noises.
Yeah,
Like a clock.
that's
Get
great.
a clock. Jesus Christ.
You watch me make hourly noises. It'll
I'm a-
sound like hitting a wall.
I'm a hypocrite because if Sega released one that was like shaped like a Dreamcast, I'd be all over it. So,
Just making all noises from those hit Sega games.
Yeah, like crickets,
Bring.
crickets chirping.
Bring. That's it. Just the rings. Bring.
anyway.
Anyway, it's time.
sorry, very quickly.
okay.
I really just wanted to mess with Anto, so I googled Sonic Clock.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God,
And I have
no.
to. I'm not going to click the video, but the video has 1,000 views and 19 likes, and it looks amazing. Look at this little guy. Look at him.
What is that?
That's amazing.
Oh, that's Sonic.
That's a Sonic clock
Yeah,
right
it's
that
there.
is
really, though.
amazing.
It's not though, is it? It looks like
Oh,
one of the members of Run DMC. You got
Get
giant
it?
clock.
Run DMZ because he goes fast. No? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Whoops.
Yeah. Well done, Floppy. Good joke. Good joke there that you
No, it's because it looked like a giant clock hanging around like a necklace.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
show us your holes.
Holes.
What?
All right.
Oh.
We're at the Toy Fair. All last weekend.
So you're getting desperate for views.
The Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair was on. We were there selling. Well,
Buying.
selling. There was a lot more buying than selling. I'm gonna. I actually had one of the guys who sells me stuff at the market sent me a message. Said, "Oh,
Which by that means everyone that's there.
pretty much." But the main guy, Anthony, lovely guy. He sent me a message saying, "Oh, I've got these games. Would you be interested?" And I said, "Oh, look, I might be, but I have $0 at the moment because I overspent at the Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair." And he goes, "But I thought you were there to sell them." And I said, "Yeah, so I could use that money to buy stuff."
Yeah, we did the typical thing where I do most of your selling and then you go off and spend.
Actually, you were really good for the first half this time.
Yeah, you were there for like
And then
80%
we didn't
of the
see
Toy Fair.
you.
It's because we were busy. No, well, see, to my credit, a majority of that time I was out filming for Super Retro Squad because I needed to make a video of it. So I generally, for an episode of Super Retro Squad, which usually go from 8 to 15 minutes, I need about 2 to 3 hours worth of footage. Anto knows. Anto's been out with me
Why don't you
Yeah,
just film the
can
good
confirm.
stuff?
because you
Just film good stuff.
it's can't. You don't get it, Floppy. You just don't get it. You
I would
don't
say,
get
like,
it.
yeah, for the first half of the fair, you didn't leave. Like, it was good.
Is the Super Retro Squad video up yet? Or
No, it won't be up for a couple of weeks yet.
okay, all good.
But then it was like one of us have to go find you and be like, we need to go to the bathroom. Can we just
I'd
go to the
get a-
bathroom?
I'd get a phone call. Hey, where are you? I'm coming. Anyway, Anto, what did you get?
I picked up quite a bit of stuff.
Oh, Trenchy.
Old
So
Trenchy.
we're watching a video of Pontiff.
Pontiff.
Old
Pontiff.
Trenchy.
So this is from the April show, but it gives you the idea of what it was like.
That was a lot busier this year, I think.
It was heaps busier.
The October show, like public holiday, of course helps, but this show was insane.
Yeah. a lot
But
of
did you
people.
realize? Did you notice that when people came in, they dispersed better than usual? So
Yeah.
we didn't get that one long way. Hey!
I think it's because
Sarah.
they put more tables in there.
No, but I think people went straight to the back and then moved and then started filtering out that way. They
Okay.
actually didn't just follow the same wave.
Right. They went mindless sheep.
Yeah. There was like 3 different groups of mindless sheep.
Sweet. Sheeps. Anyway, what did you get, Anto?
I'm just going to list it all off and not disturb the table.
Cool.
You can
Maybe
see
point to it.
some of it. So the biggest thing, I guess, is I picked up a Super Nintendo, which you can see here if you're watching, and if you're not, then
It's a Super
look
Nintendo.
up Super Nintendo, and you'll see what I mean. But I picked that up because someone, Ben, pointed out that someone selling near us had a Super Nintendo copy of Final Fantasy II.
It was Sutek.
Yeah, Seth.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Seth.
Um,
in the show.
I
in
was
the
going to
chat.
name drop. It's
No,
fine.
don't name drop. He listens to the podcast. He wants to hear his name.
I was going to name drop him.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You weren't. I know your type. You like hogging the glory.
Wow.
I'll slap you in a minute.
Hey, pot.
Anyway,
This is the kettle. You're black.
so I picked up a Super Nintendo, Final Fantasy II, and a converter that will let me play NTSC games. Not Japanese ones, because I tested that and it didn't work. I also got in typical Anto fashion, more Final Fantasy stuff. That's
What
the
is that? Is that the-
soundtrack to Final Fantasy VIII.
So, Floppy and I went over King Kaju's house after the setup night, and we were just in his shed, just looking at stuff and going through stuff.
For a long time.
And we saw that. I saw that on one of his shelves. I went, "You want to sell that?"
Yeah, Anto.
Took a photo, sent it to Anto.
I got a message
even-
like
I'm pretty
2
sure
hours
he
after
even-
leaving you guys.
I'm pretty
So-
sure he even said, wouldn't he already have it? And we went, doesn't matter.
Well, luckily, I don't already have it, at least physically. So that goes nicely with my Final Fantasy VIII vinyl.
Ooh,
What else did I pick up?
nice. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's one of the art ones as well. So it's got like some of the full CG art stuff
Nice.
printed on the vinyl discs.
How does it feel? Have you ever had a Super Nintendo before?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
was a
have?
kid.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I only played Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country 3, Mega Man X, and Link to the Past. It's like the 4 games that we had.
So all the cheap games
So,
to
like-
get again.
Yeah, all
Good.
of the really not cheap stuff. I also picked up from Floppy Bloody Raw Primal Fury on GameCube.
Yeah.
F-Zero GX on GameCube, which is one I've been hunting for since I sold my
Which,
original copy in the
Funds
UK.
for that went to the Retro Challenge.
Which
thank
went
you.
to the Retro Challenge. And I picked up Rayman on Sega Saturn, which
That's
is the
cool.
best version of the game.
I didn't even know you got that.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
Some dudes who were selling a lot of Sega stuff.
Oh, okay. Checks out.
I think they also had some like Japanese GameCube stuff that maybe Floppy was interested in, but then realized it was Japanese.
Right.
Can't remember now.
Yeah, it was those guys. One of them was in like a flannel shirt. I don't know. But yeah,
Northern
I got some
Array.
cool stuff for me. But I think probably the biggest pickup would be F-Zero GX and the Super Nintendo. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it all.
Floppy.
Yo.
What'd you get?
Well, I went mostly toys this year over video games.
That's unlike you.
I know. I don't usually do that. Although I did get some great video games. I did pick up Driver 3, Driv 3, which is down there somewhere. I picked up Driver, which was one of the 3 PS1 games I was going there to try and find. Now I only have the 2 incredibly expensive ones to go. I picked up what other? Need for Speed Most Wanted, which is one of my favorite Need for Speed games, PS2. And then I had Anto and Ben come over at one point and say, you need to go over to this stall. There's a PS3 game. It's rubbish. You'll love it. You stream it. It's great. And so I went over there and said to the gentleman, hi, a couple of mates of mine put aside a PS3 game for me. And he looked at me and went, oh, you're the sex pest.
That phrase didn't come up while Anto and I were there.
And I was like, what now? And then they brought out this gem, which is called We Dare. Which sounds like it would be...
I don't know if you can show this, Brayden, because it verges so close to softcore pornography.
Bring it, YouTube.
It really does. Just show this up bit. So it is a game.
Whoa!
This is a Wii version. Obviously, on PlayStation version, you play it with a PlayStation Move controller.
Which
It
is much more phallic.
flirty challenges that you participate amongst others. So we're all going to stream it. There's spanking. So of
This
course,
ad is ridiculous.
so of course, I had to get this. This is amazing.
I cannot believe that this is real.
The stupid thing is, I've seen this cover before,
What?
never looked at it, and just passed it up. Now I'm like, how have I gone this long without owning this? that was my video game pickups.
Wow.
Just to clarify as well, this is also rated as a PG title, right?
Which means pants gone.
Pants gone, not
Well, do you
parental
wanna-
guidance.
They're literally stripping.
Do you want to know why? It's because it's a Ubisoft game.
Oh, okay.
So
Not after watching this.
It's a UB hard game.
One of yours going to end up preggers, according to Townsy.
Yeah, for sure. So what else did I pick up? I also did pick up from King Kaiju. I picked up Japanese Sailor Moon fighting game, which I forgot to bring with me, but that was very cool. So I'm going to play that with my daughter.
It's a good game.
what console is that one on?
Super Nintendo.
Super Famicom?
Super Famicom.
Yeah, same.
But I can play that on my Retron 5, so that's cool, which is HDMI out too, so I can just play it on my big TV. But yeah, I also picked up, toys. I went mad on toys. So I picked up a huge collection. Well, I say huge collection. A significant portion of the Hammond collection of Jurassic Park figures from the first film.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. As you can see, Dr. Ian Malcolm sitting right here.
Could say you spared no expense.
Well, yeah, you can see Mr. John Hammond down there. And Nedry is around there somewhere as well. And there's also a raptor down there somewhere. I've picked up. But it came with most of the main characters, except for, I think, the kids and Dr. Wu are there in separate sets.
What company was this again? I'm going to find some close.
It's the Hammond collection.
The Hammond collection.
They do series for each film. I'm just going with just Jurassic Park, the first film. I picked up a Jeep, one of the gas-powered Jeeps. And
That Jeep's cool.
yeah, it comes with the Dilophosaurus and Nedry as well. With
I do like the way that you had purchased these before you'd even finished setting up the place.
Correct.
So this is the day before the actual fair,
this is
which
bumping.
this is where all the good stuff, you get all the good stuff. So anyone who goes to the fair, there's a high chance that we've already gone through and got all the good crap out. But yeah, before Anto and I even arrived, Floppy had swooped in and grabbed these.
It's unreal. So I've got, all the main characters from the... They come with an amazing amount of little accessories. They're really, really detailed. Hammond comes with his walking stick with the amber. They all come with separate arms, like whole different things.
Does Samuel L. Jackson come with separate arms?
He does. Which
Right.
you can leave one of them just on the floor.
I was going to say, like literally separate arm.
So Ellie Stadler comes with her arms that have the dinosaur shit all the way up them from going through the Triceratops.
That is one big pile of shit.
There's one big pile of shit. But yeah, there are some dinosaurs. There is one dinosaur I will not get. It was for sale there, but someone else bought it. It was the big
That
Diplodocus.
thing was awesome.
Yeah, it was massive though. Yeah, that's the set.
Why didn't you get it?
It's too big.
Too big?
Too big. But I am quite good friends with the fellow that was selling them, so he's got the rest of it aside for me. I'm just going for just Jurassic Park, not the other films.
No, that's good.
But look at Ian Malcolm. There is one that's got sexy Ian Malcolm with his shirt open on a table.
The best Ian Malcolm.
And you can get Parasaurolophus. You can get the kids in a kitchen set. So with the raptors.
Oh,
in
with the
kitchen.
raptors?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I absolutely love these. Love them. Had never seen them before I saw them that day.
Yeah, right.
And was just like, well, I need those
Instantly
now.
fell in love
I
with them.
need them.
Yeah.
I've also been on a big Jurassic Park kick. I just listened to the audiobook of the novel and stuff like that. So yeah. The other thing I've gone a little bit crazy
Sorry,
on.
just quickly, were you ever into the original toys when they came out?
No,
No?
I wasn't.
No desire to try and get them?
Nah, I like these better. These look
enough.
nicer. I don't necessarily collect things just because they're old.
Yep.
These are an excellent toy of something that I love.
Yep.
There. The other toys, which once again is a newer set of toys of something that I love, which I started picking up last Toy Fair from one of the guys from Scott at Toy Power Podcast. I picked up a bunch of Thundercats figures.
Ho!
Now Mattel had started making these, and then they stopped, and Super 7 took over, and I have just cleaned out Trent from Toy Power Podcast of his. So there is a excellent Lino sitting in front of me, who's the leader of the Thundercats. Now these figures are amazing. They're more cartoon accurate than the original figures, which were more 80s toyish. I think these are once again they come with excellent accessories and things like that, and you've got his leotard with his cutout, so you can see his sexy abs. But they're beautiful. They come in really nice boxes. I will be taking them all out and displaying them at some point when I get a place to put them. But yeah, I went big on toys this year.
Yeah, and rightly so, because it was the toy and comic
It was
fair.
a toy fair.
Yeah. If only there was a video game one, Brett.
Yeah, Brett.
Oh,
There are so many video game stalls there,
There are.
guys.
Yeah.
Like,
It's half video game.
Like Ghosts and King Kaiju and I have been on Brett to do a video game specific one, but so far reluctant to. But oh well. Brayden, what'd you get?
I bought 2 toys, and that was literally it. I normally go absolutely mad hunting for comics for my collection, but I figured I would just, bide my time, save a little bit in my wallet. But I did see one thing, and I didn't want to pass it up because I actually really like the design.
What was it, Brayden?
It was a Marvel Legends figure, which I don't have any of. This is the only one that I have now.
No, you need them all.
And I have, I got the Miles Morales 10th anniversary, which was designed by, I believe, Chase Conley, who's an artist I've been following on Instagram for a while. When the 10th anniversary issue of Miles Morales was coming up in the comics, they did this super interesting design for it with the hoodie and the sneakers and the mask up the top and everything. And then it was featured in Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Spider-Man 2 as one of the Miles Morales outfits that you could get.
Will you take him out and pose him?
Oh, absolutely.
You know you can get stands where the clear ones with the little waist clips so that you can pose him in mid-leap.
I'll have to get that because that's what I want. Because I absolutely love this design. I think it's really cool. I believe when I got it, Ben and I had a quick conversation about how it's so tough for Miles Morales figures and designs because they freaking nailed it with the first
Just like
suit.
Spider-Man. You nail it with the first suit.
They nailed it. And so it's okay, well, if you're going to change it up, you're going to change it up. But it's eventually just going to come back to where it was.
Yeah.
Which is what happened with this suit, sadly. But I really love this design. I really love the hoodie, the sneakers. I'm gonna just find some cool art from it now. But the design for it is great. 10th anniversary design. But yeah, and then other than that, I bought a Funko Pop for my collection. But that's neither here nor there.
Just want to point out, Townsy in the chat has changed it from Miles Morales to Kilometers Morales.
That's right. We're in Australia, mate.
Amazing. There you go. That's
metric system.
That's some design work there, and I really like this look.
Very cool.
It's real cool. In the game, it was sick. But yeah, I'm all about it. So he's going to be joining my little display soon.
Was there anything that you guys were looking for at the fair that you didn't find?
Yes.
No.
I have 2 items. Obviously, everyone knows I'm still looking for Silent Hill and Dino Crisis. Mm-hmm. Dino Crisis can be either Dreamcast or a PS1.
Yeah, same for me. I was going in looking for Dreamcast games, specifically Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and Dino Crisis.
Imagine if we both found it at the same time and our hands grabbed at the same time.
Would have been some good content.
Imagine how hard it would have hit you.
Yeah, exactly. But interestingly enough, Dino Crisis comes out on PS Plus in 3 days.
It does.
So
but it's not the same as having the
same as
PS1
owning
game.
it, of course.
But I will be playing it.
It's a way to play it.
Oh, I should stream it.
Yeah. The other thing I was looking for, which pretty historically, every Toy Fair I've been to, I've found Final Fantasy figures of some kind, whether it be boxed or loose. And I didn't find a single one this time. So, yeah. What about you, Ben?
Oh, yeah, me. It's nice of you to remember.
What do you mean nice to remember?
Oh, a couple of times I was going to start talking about how I actually found some grails. Yeah, I literally found 3 grails that I've been after for as a kid. And
we haven't done you yet.
All 3 were at the show.
That's amazing.
So, the first one you can see right in the middle of the table here is Rob. Now, he was pricey. He was expensive, and I almost didn't do it. But I've been after a Rob the Robot ever since I was a kid. Ever since they first came out when I was about 8 years old, 9 years old. No, I was 13. I don't know. Whatever. Do the maths. No, Brayden, that's not Rob the Robot.
But that's what YouTube came up with when I searched Rob the Robot.
Search Rob NES.
Anyway,
the world curve.
I have it now, and as we all know, Rob the Robot was put into the action set or the expensive set because they wanted that in the toy aisles, and Rob in there made it a toy. So that's where kids go. They don't go to the electronics section; they go to the toy section, and that's how they sold the NESs. The second Grail item I got is this right here, and again, it's nothing special to anyone but me, but it's the big box Formula One race for the Game Boy. So it's the game F1 race, but it has the 4-player adapter with it as well. Now, I have no idea why I was so obsessed with this as a kid, but it comes down to like going to the local game store and just seeing the Game Boy banner on a wall of Game Boy titles. And then this was the biggest one there. So my stupid adolescent brain went, well, that must be the best one. So I wanted it desperately, but never could because obviously it was double the price. And I think my parents sort of knew it would be a rubbish game. Actually, that's not true. They've never played a game in their lives.
Were you a big F1 fan?
Not at all.
That might
So
be
it's
why.
just one that you had.
Yeah, well...
But that's what I mean. That's why it means stuff to you. It was one that you had as a kid.
No, I didn't have it. I desperately wanted it.
Because it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, every time I see Rob the Robot, for the longest time, I thought that was the robot from the TV show in the 90s. Now you see it. The Australian kids TV show. Does anyone remember? Ben, do you remember? Brayden
Yes, I
wasn't
do.
born.
Yes, I do.
Do you know the robot?
Yep.
It's very similar. I had to look it up then just to make sure it wasn't actually the same one.
Other Grail items. So I was walking around doing the laps, filming for Super Retro Squad, and I saw on a table during setup one of my Grail items that I've spoken about on this show previously. It was just sitting on the middle of the table, and I went over and picked it up and just looked around because I was trying to find whose table it was. And I looked down the hall, and walking towards me was Trent from Toy Power Podcast with his arm full of boxes to set it up. And I just looked at him and pointed, and then he nodded his head, and I went, come here. So it was his table, and I'm talking about Dark Force's big box for the PC. Now,
how jealous is Townsy?
I have spoken about this numerous times on the podcast about how this was one that I wanted. I drooled, and this box art is one of those things that is just stuck in your brain. As soon as you see it, it triggers. So I've got Dark Forces, the remake on the Switch a while back, and loved playing it. I don't have a 386 or a 486, so I won't be able to play this one, but it is going to find a spot on my shelf somewhere, and I am going to look at it every day and appreciate it because that's another one of my grails that I have in my hot little hands. Now, other stuff that I got that isn't grail worthy, but still pretty cool. I got this magazine. It's a Time Zone magazine, and on the front are the actors from Mortal Kombat 2. I read through this the other night. And this came out when I was probably about 11 or 12, so very, very impressionable. And it had like a review for Super Street Fighter 2. And it had a preview of Mortal Kombat 2. And basically, if I was a magazine, I would be this magazine. That's how much it is me. What else have I got here? I also got this Game Boy, which has the really cool... awesome art of the how would you describe that neon futuristic
Yeah, I'd say like futuristic,
Very
neon.
Tron-like.
Very, Tron-esque.
yeah. But it's the double pack, so it has Mario Land and Tetris in it,
I've only got the one with Tetris.
and this is complete. So it has all the inserts, it has all the manuals, everything.
It's got the awful foam inside.
No, it's the cardboard one.
Oh, thank
yeah,
God.
it was like a cardboard corrugated thing.
Yeah, and it even has the protective plastic over the screen for the Game Boy.
Oh, wow.
So I don't even think this Game Boy's actually ever been used. The box is in great condition. Again, I paid up for it, but it was totally worth doing that. All right, I got two things left. Should we do what Game Boy Dad made?
Yeah, let's
Do that
first.
last.
Do that first?
Do that last.
Do that last? Okay.
That is last worthy.
Okay, so friend of the show, viewer of the show, Sutek, was there selling some stuff. One of the things he did have to sell was a copy of Chrono Trigger in box. And I was tempted. Don't think that I wasn't.
I pointed it out to you. It was.
Oh, no, he told me on the Discord.
Oh,
he sent me a
okay.
message. Another thing he had was this sealed Killer Instinct big box.
Open it.
So this is still sealed, factory sealed. It comes with Killer Instinct as well as a Nintendo Watch. You can see there, it's not been busted open. Now, these things go in this condition, brand new, probably $700 to $800. So Sutek had it up for a very reasonable price, and I did speak to him about it because it did take my fancy, but I thought realistically, I'm not going to spend that type of money. But one of the things I had there
Ben ran to the bathroom with a scalpel.
Now I have no kidney. I had a boxed and complete Hero Quest, original Hero Quest from 1988, with two of the expansions. which are, the little add-ons and additional games. And he expressed that he was interested in that. And I went, well, okay. So I had that for $250 because that's generally what...
Was that part of your retro challenge?
No.
That would have been hilarious because if it was, that's now part of the retro challenge and you have to sell it.
That's not happening. So, yes.
Bundles with Alamo.
So I spoke to him and he said, I'm kind of deciding between that and a GameCube that Floppy had for sale. And I said, well, what if I buy that GameCube and then trade you the GameCube and Hero Quest for your Killer Instinct? And he went, yeah, right. So I paid Floppy the money, got his box GameCube and 2 games and Hero Quest and swapped it for that Killer Instinct. So I was a very happy chappy. I don't own much sealed stuff. I think I only own 3 sealed games.
What are they, out of curiosity?
One of them, I think, is a sealed Pikmin for the Wii U.
That's a weird one for you to keep sealed.
Well, I found it at a toy fair.
Oh, okay.
And I've got a sealed Adventure of Link 4 Swords for the Game Boy.
Okay.
Or Game Boy.
Would you believe I have 2 sealed games?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Sorry?
Would you believe I have 2 sealed games?
Really?
Yeah. I just realised I have 2 sealed games.
What
One of them is Galgun on the PS4 because I'm realistically probably not going to play it. The other one is Akiba's Trip on PS3.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's also sealed for everyone's protection.
Funnily enough, this was the very first
This is
thing
amazing.
that I purchased. Look, he's in the chat. It's Sutek. Hey, there we are. So, very first thing I purchased. Very long time friend of the show, Game Boy Dad.
Who's also in the chat.
Took it upon themselves to start making those... Deconstructed. I was going to say decomposed.
Deconstructed shadow boxes of consoles.
Yeah. And I knew their attention to detail with anything they do is
Ridiculous.
very, very high quality. So I saw this and went, you know what? I'm going to get it.
It's so good.
So I got a Indigo Game Boy Color, deconstructed. Jazz tells me that this is the only good thing I bought the whole weekend.
I did see on Jazz's story. I don't normally pay much attention to what Ben brings home, but I saw this and was just like, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She even went up, I think, to Game Boy Dad afterwards and said, they're excellent. So Game Boy Dad had 6. I think he sold all but 1.
All but 1, which he was planning to keep for himself?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it was a silver one.
So, yeah, really, really great stuff there by Game Boy Dad.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. I've been contemplating doing that. After seeing that, I don't usually get intimidated. I kind of don't want to make one because that's so good.
Oh, it was great. And I cannot thank him enough for letting me buy that with money. Really good price too.
Yeah, he's also just revealed in the chat that the Game Boys were donated from your collection.
He stole them from you, pulled them apart, and then sold them back to you.
That's all right. I probably look at it more now than I did then anyway.
Noted. I'll be back in a minute.
I was going to say, Floppy's asking which games you've got sealed just so you see him wander along with a pair of scissors.
If you don't think I have every space of that room memorized.
We know.
I also have a surveillance camera in
I'm going
there.
to just take photos and put them there because you don't touch them.
No. But yeah, that's our haul. So overall, I am broke now. I look forward to not buying anything else ever again. And
hey Ben, what'd you do before we even finished dinner? You planned to leave to buy a new Game Boy, didn't you?
What?
Oh yeah, when we left the day of the toy fair,
Yep.
Ben and I went for a drive for a good maybe 25 minutes.
Yeah, about that.
And then the guy never got back to us, so we didn't end up getting it.
But you were ready to buy more.
It was a Game Boy and 5 games.
Yeah,
And
boxed games. So
And you left dinner to go do that.
yeah. Well, I was also wrecked. I don't know about you guys, but it's only
I was
I've
very
only
wrecked.
just sort of recovered.
I think the only reason you didn't fall asleep on the drive there is because I was there talking to you.
Probably. I was very tired.
So if Anto wasn't in the car, we might not be here right now.
What can I say?
Take us out, please.
Do we have a intro? Do you have an outro thing that you want to do for this show?
I'll give you an outro thing for the show.
We don't use that music anymore.
No, we don't.
Just press the button.
Do you want me to take...